Hey guys, in today's video I wanted to tell you about 5 apps that are super important if you move to China or if you just come to China for a longer period. So without these apps, my life in China would have been totally different. So let's start. The first app that I recommend you really to have is WeChat. WeChat allows you to send messages to people, and in China everyone has WeChat. It's a bit like WhatsApp, but also if you're Chinese, or at least if you have a Chinese bank account, you can pay by WeChat. Everywhere, if you buy fruits in the street, you can pay with your phone. But if you don't have a Chinese credit card, you can't do that. But at least you can communicate with people. As I said, they don't have WhatsApp, they don't have Facebook Messenger, they don't have a lot of these things that you maybe use in your country, but they all use WeChat, and it's called Weixin in Chinese. So yeah, I really recommend you to download WeChat. It's free, it's your account, and also it's super helpful because it also allows you to translate the messages. It's done by Microsoft Translator, so if someone sends you a message in Chinese, you just press on the message, you put translate, and like that you see the translation in your language. So that's super helpful actually, if you think about it, because people can communicate in different languages and the translation is really good. So there are a lot of other things you can do with WeChat, like for instance, if you shake your phone and someone shakes his phone too in the same time around you, like the two phones just connect and you can find people. Yeah, it's weird. Also, it's like a bit of Facebook new feed, you know, you can follow photos that people have posted and so on. So WeChat is really useful for a lot of things, but mainly of course for sending messages, and there are a lot of group messages. So it's like, you know, some Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp group messenger with a lot of people. So as a lot of people use it, a lot of people are in groups. So if you want to be part of some groups on Messenger, like on talking with people, you must have WeChat. We talked a bit about translation, so I will tell you about an app that is super helpful, which is free, like at least there's a free version, which is called Pleco. And Pleco helps you to translate some words. For instance, you can write it in English, they will give you the translation in Chinese. You can also draw characters and you can have the translation. You can scan a character and they will tell you the pinyin. So it's super helpful. So I really recommend it if you don't know Chinese. And I think that will be super helpful, especially if you don't know a character, you can either scan or just recopy it. Or if you don't know a word in Chinese, you can write it. Or if you see a pinyin word, you can just write the pinyin and see the translation in English. So it's super helpful. Another app now that I used a lot of times, if you watch my vlogs in French, it's Didi. Didi, it's like the Chinese Uber. Actually, Didi bought the Chinese Uber, you know, and it works a bit less well than Uber in my opinion, but it's still super great and it's super cheap. And yeah, as you're maybe foreigner or don't look Asian or Chinese, well, some taxi drivers could, like, you know, cheat you, and yeah, it's not super well and super nice. So at least with Didi, you just call it wherever you are and simply they come to take you. And that's it, you pay the price. So I really recommend Didi. It's super good and it helped me in a lot of situations where there were no cars, no taxis, no bus, no metro, and I was just alone in the street at night sometimes, and I was just wanted to go home or to go where I wanted to go. So yeah, Didi was super helpful in a lot of situations. Another app I recommend, it's TransferWise. I've already talked about it in another video. But TransferWise helps to send money in China or with another currency. Like, you know, when I wanted to rent my room, I couldn't send money to the owner of my room simply because I didn't have any Chinese bank account. So I couldn't transfer it by WeChat Pay or Alipay, which is from AliExpress Pay, and he doesn't have PayPal, so I couldn't send him by PayPal. So the only thing that saved us is TransferWise, which is a super slow, conversion fee. So if I would have paid by the bank, it could have costed so much on terms of fee. So now I just paid in euros and it arrived in this bank account in like 5 to 10 minutes in RMB, you know. So transfer wise was super nice. And that's not really an app that I recommend, but I recommend you to have an app that permits you to while you're in China, to see the conversions of your money to Chinese money, or Chinese money to your currency in your country. For instance, when I see something that costs 60 RMB, in my head it's like, okay, it's less than 10 euros, but how much is it exactly? So I just type on my app 60 RMB, even if I don't have internet, it automatically shows me the conversion in euro, and I know exactly how much things cost, because it's kind of easy to get fooled in China if it's not your currency, you know, in the sense that seems a lot, but it's actually not, or sometimes it doesn't seem so much, but if you think about it, it is. So it's super good to have an app that permits you to convert to the money like that, you know. So yeah, I really recommend that. And the last thing I recommend, and I've also talked about it in a previous video, which was called Internet in China, I highly recommend to have a VPN, a virtual private network. So why? Simply because all of the websites you use every day, well, don't work. How can I put that? No Google, no Facebook, no Instagram, no Snapchat, no WhatsApp, nothing, and no YouTube, of course. So yeah, if you don't have a virtual private network, a VPN, it's really difficult if you stay on a long term in China. That's why I recommend ExpressVPN. You have the link down below. And yeah, I think it's the best option. It costs money, even if the link below you have 30 days free, more than the first 30 days. So I guess it's a good thing to use that, in the sense that, yeah, that's the app everyone has if you want to stay in a long term in China. Some people try to go without VPN and try to download also free VPNs if you find some, but said, of course, it's less safe if you have a free VPN in terms of security, internet security, and also it sometimes doesn't work, so it's a bit a problem. So yeah, I think a VPN is highly recommended. If you find a good free one, that's super cool. If not, ExpressVPN is the best option for China. So these were the 5 apps I highly recommend you to have if you go to China for more than 3 weeks, let's say, or even less actually. Like a DD can also always be helpful. And yeah, this was it. Thank you a lot for watching that video, guys. If you recommend other apps, just put it down below. I'll be really glad to know more apps, because yeah, these are the ones I use, but maybe there were better ones, I don't know. So yeah, thank you a lot for watching that video, guys. You can put a thumbs up if you like that video, you can subscribe to my channel, and also you can follow me on Instagram. Thanks a lot, guys, and see you soon. Bye bye.